My name is Graham Fink. I'm the Chief Creative Officer of Ogilvy in China, and I'm also a multimedia artist. And the one thing I'm really, really positive about is right now. The role of design, whether it's for brands or anything really, is to be very clear and communicate. And one of the problems I have with a lot of the design I see, it's confusing. And I just came through a couple of airports on the way here, and signage is so bad, and a lot of people are confused. That's not good design. So I think it's about clarity and communication. Well, it's difficult. And also what is difficult is that sometimes clients are so big and they have many, many layers. So what you're briefed to do by one layer of people may not be what their boss thinks. And so often what happens is lots of time is often wasted. I mean, I wish that it would be, and it sometimes happens when you can kind of get everybody together and you can talk directly to the key decision makers, because you've got to understand the problem. You've got to understand the business problem. What is the real issue you're trying to solve? That's what interests me. We should be in the boardroom, listening into their boardroom, really understanding their problem. It's a lovely story which is full of optimism and very surprising, is because I've been in China for a couple of months, and I went back to the UK, and it happened to be the day that Steve Jobs died. And on the front page of all the national newspapers was the news about Steve dying, and then there was the Apple logo, and someone had played around with the logo so that the bite in the apple became the silhouette of Steve Jobs. And I thought that was a fantastic piece of design, a great piece of lateral thinking. And underneath it just said designed by a Hong Kong student. So there was no name. We had to track him down, and it took about 200 phone calls to find this person. And his name was Jonathan Mack, funny enough, but spelled with a K. And I flew to Hong Kong to meet. I wanted to meet him, and we met up in a bar. And funny enough, he was drinking a Coca-Cola. We didn't know what was going to happen at the time. And I was very impressed with the way that he was only 19, but he was way beyond his years. A very intelligent young man. And I said to him, I would love to work with you on a project. And a few months later, we had this brief from Coca-Cola, and it was very simple to share a Coke. And I asked him if he could come up with some ideas. And the next week, he sent me this very rough kind of sketch of the two hands using the famous white ribbon, sharing it was a can actually, in the initial thing. We changed it to a bottle. But then with a bit of sort of finessing, we made it look really, really beautiful, and then we ran it, and it won the Grand Prix at Cannes for outdoor. He's the youngest ever Grand Prix winner. He made me look very good because it is the most awarded ad in Coca-Cola's history. But it's just a very, very simple piece of design, right? And that's what great design is about. It's about taking away everything that is superfluous and just having the very essential elements.